So again, after I got everything back together, I went to start it and the X5 wouldn't start. Put the new grounding cable on, still wouldn't start. Pulled out my OBD2 scanning tool, everything was seeing good battery voltage. I watched it when I hit the ignition button and the battery voltage dropped, as it normally does. I did hear clicks, but the car didn't turn over. So I ordered a new starter. This car has never started particularly strong since I've owned it, and the previous owners got rid of it because of starting issues. I thought I was in the clear, but maybe I was just driving it in warm weather. We had a cold snap here, and I tried to start it on one of the coldest days. So I'm hoping the new starter fixes it. So I'm underneath the right side of the car, and I believe the starter lives right here. So I have to take off this bolt, and I think there's one a bit higher that I need to take off as well. So I was trying to get a lay of the land, and there is the starter right there. Got a heat shield covering it. I'm guessing that's the solenoid. One of the bolts is here, and there's another one farther up on the transmission. So here's the starter. I have to move that connector, but that means freeing this heat shield. But I do know it is connected on this side here. And I don't even know if I can get my socket on it, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm guessing that it is a 10mm. And guess what? A socket won't fit. This is from the back of the car looking toward the front, and there it is right there. So I'm gonna try and access it from this side. And this is a little ratcheting wrench. Uh-oh, it's acting like it wants to work. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, that lets me pull away the heat shield a good bit. And I think that'll let me get my finger in here, press down on that latch, and slide it off. Yeah, so it's mostly off. And there, that connector is off. It'll only stay out of the way though. So now I'm gonna remove that bolt. This does not give me much wiggle room, but let's see if it's enough. It is not much. Let's just see if a regular old wrench can get in there and get it off. Up, I almost have a winner. So I got it moving. Just needed to move a bit more. There it is, and now it is loose enough for me to just take it off. So there's that connection off. I'll go ahead and put the nut back on now. So this bolt here, yeah, it's an E12, and there's another one right here, right up here. So these wires, there's a little clip right here that I'm gonna remove, and hopefully that'll let me get to the top one. Oh wait, I don't need to remove the clip. I just need to take the wires out of the clip. Oh, well, moving the clip is easy. Let's see, it is back here. Yeah, so that is gonna be tricky. So you see that bundle of wires? It's just behind that. You see that? So I'm gonna access it from over here with an extension socket and a ratchet. So I have this little extension on the back of my E12, and I believe I could just position it on the bolt. Yeah. So I got it on the bolt. Let's see if I can crack it off. Ooh, there's not a lot of room there. Where is my universal when I need it? I know exactly where it is. It's at the storage unit. And put it on with it like this. Yeah. So now let's see if I can crack it. Nope. Need more leverage. But what I have never tried is this. Oh, it's basically acting as a long universal. I was thinking about going to pick one up. That cracked it. Let's see if I can back it out with this little ratchet, because it doesn't need much space. And yes, it's happening with this little itty bitty ratchet. A little universal extension would have worked wonders here. It was quicker for me to try and figure out how to do it with what I had than to either go buy one or go to the storage unit. I use them so infrequently. There's the view of the ratchet, how it's situated. And there's the bolt. So now let me go ahead and do this one. Is the stubby one still the best option? It is. No leverage, just clearance is needed. There we go. Let's see, are the bolts the same size? They are the same size. Let's see. Does that mean my friend is free? hope it can get out this way. Wait a minute, is the top connected to it too? What I didn't know was that the heat shield was connected to it back here as well. It looked obvious, but it wasn't. So now I have to remove those nuts. In an effort to get to the nuts on the back of the starter a little easier, I decided to remove the wheel and see if that helped. Well, that only helped a little bit. So, little bitty ratchets it is. I'm gonna see if I can get it up there. This is not easy to get to. So, what I tried to do is I unfastened the one bolt that I had reinstalled on the starter up front, pulled it out and slanted it down to hopefully be able to get at that bolt and that bolt that are on that heat shield. We'll see if that gives me enough access. I'm able to get on it, but I'm not able to twist. It pains me to be able to see them so well, but not have access to them. I think I got the little itty bitty ratchet on it. I think I just broke it free. Had to hold it down to get the little socket on there. I think I just broke it free. I jostled it around a bit more, got the starter to drop just a little bit more, and now had a more direct access to it, and I should be able to spin it off now. Yes, I am just able to spin it off now. And then my reward for getting this one off is one more to go. One more to go. Let's hope I have better luck with that one. Same deal. I got the itty bitty ratchet up there. I was able to get it started. Yeah, these guys were not fun. Now the question is, how do we get the starter out? Am I making this harder than it needs to be? It's just a starter. All right, at least part of my problem was I didn't free it from that heat shield. So now I should be able to move it a little easier. So it looks like I just have to get it pushed that way far enough for this to clear this part of the transmission. And for me anyway, it's non-trivial. So I reached up and freed the oxygen sensor that was connected to this heat shield. So I'm gonna see if taking this out makes my life any easier. What? Okay. Now just a little more. Gotta take that out. Let's see. Is the starter free? Almost. Oh, come on. What are you hitting now? Finally. Marked as Bosch, so it very well could be the original starter. And those look like dead ringers to me. Let's see if getting it in is easier than taking it out. And this heat shield goes on like this. And I'm tempted to try and install it with the heat shield on it, but that would be a pain in the booty. I think it's a good idea to keep it on, so I'm just gonna try and put it on after I get the starter installed. That may be fun. There we go. And that looks like the way it's supposed to be. So now I'm just gonna see if I can get that heat shield back up there. I really hope this heat shield matters a lot. Itty bitty ratchet for the win again. I just wish I had itty bitty hands. After a bunch of false starts, finally got that nut started back on the starter to hold the heat shield on. But baby wrench can fall into baby places. And this took me a few minutes just to get a grip on it to get it out. And I don't even know if I can get it out. Now let's see if I can get the mount bolts back in. So I finally got it seated flush. Getting this bolt back in, let's see. I think I did it. Getting the top one started should be fun. I can feel the hole, but I can't see it. Let's see. Well, got it back home. I hope it's going in. Feels like it. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, now it feels like it. I'll push the starter up onto it a bit. Ooh, fingertip strength and endurance is being built right now. So that's not the final torque, but I did get it torqued till it stopped. Now just to drive this bottom one in. There's just enough room to get this socket on there, so now I'm gonna tighten it down. Ooh, and there is not a lot of room. All right, let's connect this thing. Not much room. All right, it is electrically connected. Still have to fasten the heat shields, but this is enough for me to test if the issue I was having was because of the starter. I checked the battery voltage. It's still good. Let's see if this thing comes to life. That is the strongest start this car has ever had since I've owned it. It didn't auto right because, of course, all this is disconnected. But I think the starter was just slowly dying. And sadly, I have a coolant leak again. I don't know whether I damaged something, missed something, or something changed. The level up here appears to be the same or just slightly lower. What I'll do is pressurize the system again and see what's going on. But at least the car starts now, and technically I could drive it even with the leak. But I think I'm gonna dive into whatever that leak is before I button all the engine bay back up. I'll catch you next time. I really hope that leak is something simple, but I'll dive into that tomorrow. If you would like to follow along, hit subscribe. If you would like to see what I did to get to this point, check out my playlist. Thanks for watching. Take care.